Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Lan from the hashtag Walk with Lan. But before that, let me share my screen first so that you can see the presentation that we will be having for today. I'll be sharing my second screen. Okay. So I hope you are doing good. Okay, so let's start with this particular slide entitled Pervasive Attack Surfaces and Controls. Welcome, everyone. In this video, we will be discussing pervasive attack surfaces and security controls. And we will apply these concepts using a real world style case called Baypoint Ridge Security. This topic is very important because most cyber attacks today do not start with the hacking tools. They start with people whom we considered as the weakest link, physical access, and exposed data. Okay, so these are the learning objectives that we have. Okay, first of all, understand what attack surfaces are, identify social engineering and yung physical and data controls, analyze real security scenarios, apply concepts using the Baypoint Ridge security case. So let us define what is an attack surface. An attack surface is any point where a bad actor or an attacker can try to gain access to a system. So, in order for us to understand better, let's use analogy. For example, in a house, maybe the front gate is the attack surface, or the the perimeter wall at the top can be an attack surface. Okay, even at the back door can be an attack surface. So these are all attack surfaces. So there are three main types, okay, of attack surfaces. First of all, digital. These are networks, servers, cloud systems. When we say physical naman, it can be buildings, the doors, the hardwares. When we say human, tayo, that can be considered the weakest link. These are the employees. Maybe these are disgruntled employees, users, decision makers. The larger the attack surface, the higher the risk. Okay, so in this slide, attack surfaces today, okay, in comparison in the past then, are more pervasive, meaning they are everywhere. Okay? Cloud computing, work from home setups, mobile devices, and vendors all expand the attack surface. That's why security is no longer just an IT issue. Actually, it's a business issue already. Okay, so in this case, we have the Baypoint Ridge Security. Okay, this security firm is a managed service provider serving their clients are from small and medium enterprises. They are presenting to senior executives on how to protect the organizational data. Okay, na it's not only personal data, but organizational data. Because if this data can be stolen, it can be maybe it could cause harm to their company. The challenge is explaining technical security concepts in a clear and a business friendly way. Okay, so sometimes, 'di ba? Now we use tools to attack machines, no? But when we do want to attack people, we use social engineering. Social engineering attacks target people instead of systems. Because as what I have said, humans are considered the weakest links. So what are the examples of social engineering attacks? One, phishing, mass fake emails. Okay? And then when the attackers would send this to many people, okay, oh, they're hoping that at least one or several or some could be able to click the link. Okay. The second one is spear phishing. These are phishing, okay, social engineering that targets specific, no, specific users. For example, no, for example, they want to send this to senior executives, wherein if they can be able to victimize the senior executives, it could cause harm to the company more. Okay. The third one is pretexting. What does it mean by pretexting? It means pretending to be someone in authority. So if a threat actor threatens to contact your boss unless you comply, this is intimidation, not authority. Okay, so let's proceed with the physical security controls. So there are many ways, no? The physical security controls protects buildings and hardware. I remember in NAIA, di ba? Few years ago or few months ago, there are bollards. Okay? That protects the passengers or the relative of the passengers. But it so happened when a vehicle rammed that particular bollard, it was not able to protect the passengers. Actually, the daughter of the OFW died on that spot. Okay. So a bollard is a short, sturdy vertical post used to stop vehicles from ramming into secure areas. But if the bollard is not that secured or not that strong enough, okay, so most likely it cannot be able to protect those passengers, for example. No, sensors naman can be an active. It sends signals. Okay, it can be also passive. It detects changes. So microwaves are especially effective in monitoring large spaces like warehouses, okay, or bodegas here in the Philippines. Okay, so let's proceed with data controls and sensitivity. Sensitive data is any data that could cause serious harm if these are exposed or if there is a data breach. So, for example, such as financial data, no? Bank records, financial records, etc. Medical, no? Personally health information or personal data. Even the grades of the students could cause harm to the students. JSON, guys, no? JSON format is a human readable data format commonly used in APIs. So data sovereignty refers to laws that require data to be stored and processed within a specific country. No, there are countries that they are requiring their citizens to uh, require their citizens to store their data on their own premises or on their own country, for example. So, for example, no, in China, no, di ba, there are Google Clouds, Google storages, no? So most likely these Google storages are not, or data centers are not located in China, because it's located somewhere else, maybe in United States. So that is not allowed by that particular country. Okay, let's proceed with the data security methods. Okay, so it's when we do protect our data, it's personal, no? But organizations are protecting their data also. And then it composed of multiple methods, no? One is data minimization. So they just collect what is needed. Okay? So maybe it's an overwhelming if they collect even the favorite colors of that particular person. Okay? The second one is data masking. So they should be able to hide sensitive parts. No? So here in the Philippines, GCash, no, they are hiding the full name, their account number, even the investment, the money on the investment, and the money on that particular savings. Okay. The third one is tokenization. Replace real data with tokens, wherein you could not be able to understand. No, instead of having 1 million, it could only 1 peso, something like that. Tokenization. Segmentation. Isolate systems. So each method reduces risk in different way. Okay. So tokenization, explain. Tokenization replaces sensitive data with a non-sensitive token. Even if attackers steal the database, the data is unless without the token vault. This is commonly used in payment systems and cloud environments. Okay. So there are tokenization reduces breach impact and supports compliance, but it also adds cost and system complexity. So there are added costs on that. Security is always a balance between risk, cost, and usability. That is okay if there are added costs on that particular practice, tokenization, but if you could be able to protect, no, $1 million of data, that is okay. Okay, to summarize, my dear subscribers and friends, to summarize, no, attack surfaces are pervasive. It means to say it is everywhere. Okay, that's why we should be able to guard these attack surfaces. Social engineering is one of the biggest threats because it attacks the weakest link, which are the humans, tayo po. Okay? That's why the best control for that is always to remind, train our employees, if there are if there are new threats that are available, they should be able to prepare for it. Okay? Physical, human, and data controls must work together. All these controls, no? Usually, I classify that as top: technical, administrative, and physical. Okay? All of these controls should be integrated together. Okay? In order to be effective. Effective cybersecurity is not about one tool, it's about layers of protection. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you are able to learn something for today's lecture. Please do comment, subscribe, and share this to your friends so that you can be able to we can be able to reach 100,000 subscribers. That's it for today. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.